Maybe you have a deadline pressing down on you, your timelines are coming up, you really need to get this production done, or you decide today is the day when you're going to be more focused, take more action, and be more productive. Whatever it is, the thing that you can benefit from is having the productivity environment to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. Let's talk about the 7 things that you need to put in place to have a productivity environment. What's up there, Productivity Junkie? I'm Darren Persinger, and I want to talk to you about the 7 things that you need to have in place to have a productivity environment. I like to think of it as taking your productivity to warp speed, to get into a productivity slipstream. Being a sci-fi nerd, I think about those types of things in space when a starship wants to go to warp speed, go a little bit faster than normal. What do they have to do? And I think in order for you to do that, there's 7 things that need to be in place to get into that slipstream, to go to warp speed. You need to have that productivity environment. So number 1, what do you need? This seems obvious, but you need to know what it is that you're going to do. What is your objective? What are you trying to accomplish? It amazes me how many people wake up not knowing what's going to happen in their day. They don't have a plan of action, or even for work, they don't know what they want to accomplish for the day. I'm suggesting that you know what you want to accomplish for not just for the day, but for the next 30 minutes, the next 60 minutes, or what I call to my productivity junkies, members of my programs and my coaching clients, a Focus 96. Know exactly what it is that you want to accomplish before you go to work on it. Have complete clarity and certainty of that. Number 2, usually when you want to get something done, there's probably a place that you go to. So where is it that you're going to create this productivity environment? Is it your office? Is it a conference room? Is it a place in your home office? Maybe you're the most productive in your bed. Maybe it's the coffee shop down the street. But the second thing that you need to have in place to create the productivity environment is the location, where it is that you're the most productive, and get there as often as possible. The third thing is the who. Who is going to be there? Maybe it's solo. Maybe you're the most productive by yourself. Or if you're collaborating, maybe you need to be around a team. But maybe there's certain people that shouldn't be there, that they're always going to distract you, and they're not going to take things that seriously. So make sure that those type of people don't show up. But know who should be around for you to be the most productive, and make sure the people that don't need to be there or distract you don't show up to your productivity environment. The fourth thing to creating a productivity environment is when. When are you the most productive? Is it early in the morning? Is it right before lunch? Is it right before you go home? Is it at night? You know when you're the most productive. Make sure that you're getting into that time period as often as possible. Maybe it's you getting to work a little bit earlier than normal. Maybe it's while you're still at home before the rest of the family wakes up. You're going to just wake up a little bit earlier and get into that productivity environment, that slipstream, a little bit earlier before anyone comes downstairs to distract you from your work. So get into your time period as often as possible. The next thing is sounds. It's important in your productivity environment that you control what kind of sounds that you have. And this can be as much as your phone vibrating or alerts that you have a new message on your social media or a new email coming in. But I like to look at it as even what type of music that you're going to be listening to. So I like to, when it's time for me to do my Focus 96 and I'm in my productivity environment, I like to listen to music, and especially soundtracks where there's not going to be any lyrics. So 2 of my favorite soundtracks are the Daft Punk soundtrack from the movie Tron Legacy, or from the movie Oblivion with Tom Cruise. A website that I suggest that maybe you check out too that creates that type of music for you to really focus and get into that productivity environment is a website called Focus at Will. So check that out. Told you I was a sci-fi nerd. The 6th thing is your resources. Know exactly what tools, what resources, what you need before you decide that you're going to be focused and you're going to do work and you're going to have an impact and you're going to get some outcome from this this time burst, this warp speed that you're going to go at. If you're going to go make your sales calls, but you don't know who you're going to call or you don't have the phone number, you're never going to get into a state of flow. You're going to make one phone call and you're going to go, well, who do I need to call next? Have your call sheet ready to go. If you're working on a project, make sure you have all your tools, the software, the notes, everything that you need at your disposal so you don't have to get up or go look for something else when you're in the middle of when you're supposed to be your most productive. So have all your tools, all your resources ready to go for you in this productivity environment. And the 7th thing, this might be a little bit of a stretch, but the idea really impacted me for 2 reasons. Is I live in the Seattle area where we don't get a lot of sunshine and nice weather days. So when it's nice out, in the back of my head, I'm thinking I want to go enjoy the sun right now rather than work. And this movie called Drift, which is based upon an Australian surf company, in the start of it, based on a true story of 2 brothers starting a surf company in Australia. And their rule kind of was, when it's time to surf, we're going to go surf. And when there is no surf, when it's blowing out or the weather's not nice, that's when we'll work. Kind of resonated with me a little bit. You know, if in the back of your head you're wishing that you're someplace else because the weather's nice, it's hard to stay focused. So maybe you accept the reality of that, and weather plays an impact and a part of whether you're able to get into that productivity environment. So the 7 things, again, to wrap this up real quick, that you need to have in place to create your productivity environment is know what it is that you want to accomplish. Where are you going to have this productivity environment set up? Where are you going to go to get things done? Who should be there or who shouldn't be there? When will you do it? What's the best time period for you to get into this productivity environment? What type of sounds will you have around you? What tools, what resources, what do you need so that you don't need to stop in the middle of it or be distracted and have to go get something? And then does the weather play a role in whether you can be focused and productive or not? I'm Darren Persinger, founder of ProductivityJunkies.com. Stay productive, keep focused, and be consistent.